If he wants to come down to Cruiserweight before I collect all the belts, you know, let's get it on.
This is Jonathan Aguilar, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by the IBF Cruiserweight World Champion Jai Opetaia here in London. Jai, you've just done, I don't know how many rounds on the pads with like 10-second breaks. Yeah, you feeling fit and ready for next week?
Yeah, man, I'm ready for next week. You know, we're pumped, we're excited. I was just a little sharpen up session. You know, we got another big sparring day tomorrow, so yeah, the hard work's not done yet.
You spent years chasing, you know, these moments to be on the biggest stage. You know, to be on this kind of stage again. You know, does it feel like a lifetime of hard work being finally rewarded?
Definitely. That's exactly right, man. It's been a lifetime of hard work to get here. You know, we haven't taken any shortcuts. We deserve to be here. So, you know, it's all fruits of the labour.
In terms of Jack Massey, obviously another British opponent, what do you make of him as a fighter? He's had, you know, big wins against Isaac Chamberlain last time out, and he gave Joseph Parker a good fight. So, what do you make of it?
He's a great fighter. He's a tough opponent. You know, we're taking him very serious. You know, he's trying to take everything I've got. So, you know, we're coming in for war.
Obviously, you're on a massive card, Beterbiev against Bivol, but do you feel like you can steal the show with this fight?
Yeah, I feel like Jack Massey, sorry, I keep saying Massey. Jack Massey, he's a tough, durable opponent, and he's got some decent boxing skills. You know what I mean? Like I don't think this is going to be an easy fight. You know, and we're not looking for easy fights. We're looking for good fights. You know, good, especially being on these Riyadh seasons. You know, they're good, tough, hard opponents. So, you know, it is going to be a good fight. I'm excited for it. I'm excited of putting on a good display of boxing. You know, I want to put on a good clinic, go back to my roots and outbox this dude. But yeah, as far as stealing the show as the main event, bro, that's going to be hard because these are such two big, respectful names of boxing. So, you know, I'm actually really excited to watch the main event.
You've been linked with both guys, both Beterbiev and Bivol. How do you think the fight's going to play out?
Sorry, say that again?
You've been linked to a fight with both Beterbiev and Bivol. How do you think the main event will play out?
I'm not sure. You know, they're both great fighters. I'm sort of leaning towards Bivol a bit more just because I like that style a bit more. You know, the footwork and the range and cutting angles and stuff like that. So, you know, if he can do that for the full 12 rounds and not make many mistakes, you know what I mean. I feel like that's what's going to separate the winner and loser. You know, it's not so much their style. It's who makes the most mistakes is going to lose the fight. You know what I mean? So whoever makes the minimal mistakes, you know, that's who's going to win.
Obviously, we know about the discussions for a Chris Billam-Smith fight that didn't happen. He's obviously unifying with Zurdo Ramirez. Who do you think wins that fight?
I'm not sure. You know, it's a good fight for both of them. You know, may the best man win.
I saw your interview with TalkSport yesterday, and they kind of asked you about a question about Oleksandr Usyk and like a fantasy fight against him. He's spoken about, or there's been rumours that maybe once he's done at heavyweight, he might come back down to cruiserweight. Do you think a fight between you and Usyk would happen at cruiserweight or heavyweight?
Whatever. We'll see what happens, and you know, it's all about the time frame of when he wants. You know, when this fight is negotiated. You know what I mean? Once I go up to heavyweight, I want to stay up at heavyweight. You know, I don't want to go up and down and fluctuate my weight because I want to put on good size and stay up there and then you know, mix it up with the heavyweight division. So if he wants to come down to cruiserweight before I collect all the belts, you know, let's get it on.
You know, I remember before Tyson Fury fought Usyk, a lot of people were saying that you're the guy to spar him, and then you obviously did end up sparring him. People think your style is similar to Usyk. Seeing what Usyk's done going up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, do you feel like you could emulate what he's done?
Definitely. There's you know, there's a long list of fighters that have, you know, gone from the cruisers to the heavyweights, and they've had very, you know, respectful careers. And you know, it's people like I grew up watching, like people like Holyfield. You know what I mean? He was 6'2", exact same height as me, and he was fighting, you know, Lennox Lewis, like huge fighters like that. You know what I mean? So I've always believed in this sort of pathway, and these things are always going to be possible. And I feel like I've got the right technique, I've got the good fundamentals, and I've got the great ammunition for these moves in boxing, you know, to mix it up with these big guys, and, you know, the footwork, I've got the power, I've got a good chin, you know, things like that. So
I think, you know, if people are hearing you talk about a potential Usyk fight, people will then say, you know, would you be open like to a Daniel Dubois type fight? Would you say you would be open if you were at heavyweight?
Well, definitely, you know, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but we'll fight anyone. You know what I mean? Once we're done in the Cruiserweight division, we've cleared it out, and we prove, you know, no questions asked, that we're the best Cruiserweight in the world. We'll fight any of the heavyweights.
And just finally from me, obviously we know Anthony Joshua fell short against Daniel Dubois. Have you watched the fight since, and, you know, what do you think of Joshua's future in the sport? Yeah,
it was a good fight. A great fight. No, it was good, you know. It's great for the sport of boxing, you know what I mean? I feel like Daniel Dubois just winning the belt, he's another huge name. You know, it just opens up the fucking big list of mega fights to happen, you know, heavyweight against heavyweights. It's really exciting, and especially when these Riyadh seasons are happening, you know what I mean? It's great for the sport.